we decided to exclude the 6 because these were locals who were inadvertently included as being part of the team. Nando kasi sila eh. So sabi ko, makes more sense now na things are more clear. Na alisin na lang yung 6. So actually, we're dealing here with 21. Pero anyway, the 6 would have been unharmed, able-bodied person. So non-issue actually.
So, okay. And then for the total number of assets utilized for this operation, we have more or less 160 personnel from different agencies. 160, we have 7 ambulances used, 3 military vehicles, 1 PNP vehicle, 5 light vehicles, and 3 air assets. So, yun po ang ginamit natin since yesterday, and right now we're still using the 3 choppers and some ground troops. 50 recovery team from the Army, numbering 50 personnel were dispatched last night. And they together with them are the 8 guides. So yan po. So as we speak, search is ongoing for the remaining Thai victim. So we have here our ground commander, Colonel Farnacio, and then our air component commander, Colonel Francisco, with our Navy commander, Commodore Abinuman, and Cedric. We have also our representative from DFA, because we have we will handle the dead nationals. No, meron tayong protocols na sinusunod, so that's why our DFA is here. And of course, our DOH partners are here because they will handle. The regional director herself, RD Balboa, is here, and our BRTTH chief is here because they will handle the dead victims, and of course, they will provide psychosocial care for the rest of the live victims. So with that, we'll now open the floor for questioning. May I ask Colonel Farnacio to...
Actually, yesterday, alam na rin ng mga tour guide kung saan nila iniwan yung mga kasama. So, we just coordinated to conduct the search and rescue na kahit papano walang maging casualty pa dahil may pumutok nga uli yung second nung about 1:30. So, with that, nag-conduct kami ng search and rescue about 11 last night. So, doon na namin nakita. Kasama pa rin yung mga tour guide na bumaba. Ang tinatawag nilang rabbiteer, which is almost siguro nasa crater na yon. As mentioned earlier, yung isang Thai, missing pa. Yes.
Para balikan na sa kampanya serye. Yes, my good friend Pat.
According to Lieutenant Pedregosa, no, yung grupo sa Malilipot, halos dikit-dikit lang naman sila. At bago nga bumaba yung isang kasama nating tour guide, tinandaan niya kung saan talaga. So, at exactly 6:20, hindi naman sila nahirapan na nakita yung 5 bodies. Malalaking bato daw talaga yung tumama sa ulo nila eh.
Trauma to the body. Parang nabundol. Ano ba tawag doon? Ano yung 3 causes of death? Trauma. Ano ba nangyayari pag nahulugan ka ng bato?
Is actually yung...
And please demonstrate.
Trauma po, no? So pag nahulugan ka ng bato sa kwan, definitely head injury. So yun isang pinaka-importante doon. And then we have to look into dun sa mga, baka may mga other injuries pa kasi malalaking bato yan. baka sa mga intra-abdominal o intra-thoracic na injuries din na nadaganan sila, nagkaroon sila ng mga compression, and then nakakaroon sila ng mga bleeding sa loob. So definitely we will know yung talagang cause of death nila when we will retrieve these bodies. But definitely it would be caused by yung mga malalaking bato. And probably isa pa rin 'yon, yung asphalt, yung mga inhalations and so on, So yung nagkaroon ng din sila sa lung problem.
Oo. No, 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 no. May sumisigaw daw kahapon. Kasi kanina kagabi, talagang hindi naman piniwersa. Yung dalawang tayo kasi kailangan naman bigyan ng medical attention. So, ibinaba na ng alas 11. Ihintay sana magpaumaga. So, sila nag-report na, yun nga, may mga sumisigaw sa gali. May sumisigaw, I'm sorry. May isang sumisigaw sa gali. Dalawang side, Malilipot and Santo Domingo. Nasa Santo Domingo yung sumisigaw. At saka may nawawala talaga silang kasama. Oh my God. Kasama ka ba nung Mayon eruption 2009? If you know what it means, you know the area, oh my God. It is somewhere that you can easily get lost. So it's not that easy talaga to say na sino pa dito nakapunta na po sa laylayan na Mayon? Wala pang media, no? Wala yung mga 2009 namin victims. Kahit sabihin mo natin na at least alam namin which of the quadrant she is. He is. She, babae. Ipinapangunahan ko. Pwede natin kausapin yung DFA kasi marami na pong usapayin na nangyari. May DFA RCO Director Gisalba. She is not related to one of the victims.
Yes, please. Actually, PDRRMC has really been on top of the situation. So, we have also immediately informed the Department of Foreign Affairs of the actions of the provincial government. So, maaga pa ho kahapon, immediately, meron na pong, as early as 8 o'clock, we have already sent text message to the concerned officials at the Department of Foreign Affairs, and we had met with the PDRNC on how to handle the situation, especially dealing with the embassies. So the Department of Foreign Affairs have all the details now. We have PDRMC and the DFA have already been in touch with the concerned embassies, and we are following protocols on how to handle this situation, especially assisting the foreign nationals, because also we are reciprocating the assistance that the foreign governments are doing to our OFWs. So the embassies are now in contact with the PDRRMC and on how to handle the presumed dead. PDRMC chairman, I think I have to give the floor to Dr. Daer.
Komparating na daw yung Espanyol, German.
Actually, the latest telephone conversation with the German embassy and then the Spanish embassy is they are just getting updates, and they are expecting us to provide them information once the body is recovered already and landed in Tog 5 for some instructions. So upon touchdown, we will immediately notify them for some important instructions.
There's one detail, yun nga, huwag natin kakalimutan na ginagawa namin lahat ito para kung tayo nangungulit, may nangyayari sa OFW natin sa ibang bansa, di wag naman nila masabi pag kami, hindi nyo naman ginagawa. Kaya napaka-maximum, the maximum we can do in terms of speed, in terms of specialty of handling, quality of post treatment care and everything ka. May isa pa nga pala isang small particularity na discuss mo yan tungkol sa ASEAN about that Thai. Ay, bawal ba yun? Sorry, mamaya ako na lang magkukwento, bawal sa kanya.
It is our duty to assist our nationals, foreign or our own people, so we are doing this.
Just to make an emphasis, we have dedicated the 505th just to search for this missing Thai. So ito po yung sinasabi ni ating DFA ni Gov na we are kasi they are our ASEAN partners. We have to provide the necessary tools to recover these missing Thais, Thailander.
The arrangement is we will shoulder for the transportation, and then and then we will bring the bodies to Manila. And then I think the governor has already an arrangement with the TOG 5 regarding the transport.
Pagbaba, simple lang naman eh. Kayo naman, nakakita na kayo ng patay, di ba? Siyempre, ano namin, ang tawag dyan, autopsy. Andito si doktor. Pagka-autopsy namin, may mga requirements na dapat kunan daw kagad ng picture. Ginawa na yun doon sa taas, pero hindi namin pwedeng i-share yun sa inyo. Okay. Pagka ang request nila, lang naman i-transport namin, sabi, ipapa-imbalsam mo namin, kinausap na namin yung imbalsamadora. Well, nasa Senyora de Salvacion, para hindi nyo nahanapin pa. Yan na po nakausap na, the biggest here. So, yun. Then after that, we will wait for instruction. Kung kailan nila gusto, kasi yung kanilang absorptive capacity o yung capacity, baka gusto nila, doon na yung mga nanay-nanay, o kakaunin dito, o doon, o kung saan. So, mag-aantay na kami ng instruction. I think essentially the trigger will be is after they inform the family, they will ask the family how they want the arrangements to be made.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, at least actually the flight time is just 5 minutes. We just inserted our search and rescue team from Manila. Ibinaba po natin ang aming search and rescue team sa area na mag-rescue doon sa Thai Then we will attempt another one at 0900 kasi po ang weather po sa taas does not change every hour but it change every minute. So talagang napaka fluid po ng weather natin sa taas. Sa Mayon especially. Yes, ma'am. Actually, we always do body flights. Two are on the support of the other one. Yung search and rescue chopper namin is specialized for search and rescue. Mas capable siyang umakyat ng higher altitude than the other two. So, mutual support lang ang ginagawa. Yeah. Actually, our problem is the weather and the slope of Mayon. Masyadong 45 degree ang angle niya. Hindi, kasi ang peculiarity po ng chopper is yung ground effect. So, kailangan may ground siya sa ilalim. Ang nangyayari sa Mayon ay ang ground ay nasa gilid niya. So, walang kapitan yung lift ng chopper. Kaya, bumababa siya, nawawalan siya ng lift. So talagang medyo kailangan magaan yung chopper at the same time. Kung hindi naman, medyo mababa natin i-retrieve yung mga bodies. Actually, we have two considerations kanina, yung weather din. Then this time, 9 o'clock, we'll make another attempt dahil medyo nag-clear naman daw po doon sa site nung Camp 2, sir. Yes, sir. itatry nung white chopper po. This 9 o'clock. Yeah. Hindi wala tayong lalandingan doon, more of a hoist po 'yan. May hoist po yung chopper natin ng yung Bell 205.
Ano na? Ano ang? Policy statement? Wala. Walang pagbabago. Follow FIBOX. Follow FIBOX. Ha? Pag pumayag ang FIBOX, payag kami. Ganun lang naman eh. Sabi nila, alert zero. Alam mo, napaka-clear naman. Ang alert, the alert suggests are there risks within the area. And the area includes the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone. The 6-kilometer permanent danger is one of those classifications which allows us for the comprehensive land use plan. Pag sinabi yan, hindi ka pwedeng magtayo ng industriya, hindi ka pwedeng magtayo ng commercial center, hindi ka pwedeng magtayo ng hotel, at hindi ka pwedeng tumira. Pero permanent danger zone siya. Pero in fact, sa comprehensive land use planning, for as long as you, sometimes it is allowed if you do some mitigation or structural mitigation. Halimbawa, patayo ako ng building, pero mas mataas pa sa mayon yung yung depensa, siguro, I'm just being essentially, the controlling factor for the human activity is the alert. It's the alert. Not the permanent danger zone. The permanent danger zone refers to human habitation and business formation. Human activity because human activity is being determined by the level of alert. Alert 0, alert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And alert 0 simply means there is no risk. Yes. It's alert. Yun na nga. Sabi ng FIBOX, before the ash explosion, alert 0. After the ash explosion, alert 0 pa rin. Therefore, I conclude, para sa inyo, before explosion, so the ash explosion did not exist. I'm just trying to trigger your in simple languaging. Ang mga ganito po, ang mayon pag alert 0 ay isang bundok lang. Kaya yung risk niyan, risk na mountaineering. Pag umakyat ka ng makiling, nahulugan ka ng bato, patay ka. Pag umakyat ka ng Mount Pulag, nahulog ka sa bangin, patay ka rin. Yun ang mayon ngayon. Ang potensyal na mahulugan ka ng bato, katulad nangyari kahapon, nandyan. And I think these are risks that are... Kami naman, from the part of APSIMO, we definitely never promoted, as everybody here would know, na we never promoted climbing mayon. Ang iniingi namin ever since talaga is if we to establish the protocols. But, these mountaineering groups. Have you ever spoken to UP Mountaineering Club? Oh my God. In my Facebook account, they even quarrel with me about what types of risk. It's up to them now to take on the risk. Kasi for them, it's an adventure. Hindi siya preventable. Kasi preventable, and therefore let us prohibit mountaineering in the whole country. If you prohibit one, you prohibit all. No, because in alert 0, there is no risk. If there's no risk, then it's just a piece of mountain. And therefore, the risk pertain to mountaineering, not to volcanoeering. So no matter how high or low, in other words, what FIBO said yesterday is that in our doctrine, that is not supposed to happen. Because it's alert zero. Eh, akala ko aakyat nga nila, pinangunahan ko na. So I was trying to second guess PBOX yesterday. Pinagbawal muna na yung climbing kasi hindi nga namin maintindihan what does alert zero means? Absence of risk. O bakit gusto nyo ng alert negative 1? I don't know. I mean, ako, common sense naman. What does alert zero means to everyone? Please do not complicate the matters. What does zero means? Nothing. Silts, nil, nickel, obstat, imprimatur for human activity. Ang sinasabi ko, kami iba na. Dahil yung apparently PBOX has to do some re-engineering of their doctrine. Us, because of our public welfare and public safety mandates, we are definitely prohibiting any climbing until such time that PBOX is clear. Because as far as we're concerned, with respect to typhoons, we follow Pag-asa. Not even Facebook. Not even which this guy, that girl, K Sweater. We don't follow her. Because it's Pag-asa. As far as geological risk pertaining to this volcano, we follow PBOX. PBOX says, don't put houses around in 6 kilometer. 12,000 before. Now it's down to 1.3. Yung iba pa, may mga ano na yan, lote, wala lang bahay. So halos zero na yan dyan. Wala na nakatira. Walang bumabalik lang yan para magkopra, tos aalis. So ngayon, para sa amin, zero risk ang sinasabi ng PBOX. Pagkatapos ng explosion, zero risk pa rin. So kahit sino. So 1, no climbing. 2, no picking. No harvesting, no picking of orchids because there are 400 metric tons of orchids there. Every year, the biggest source of orchids in the country. No harvesting of vegetables, which means also no planting. No ATV beyond the lava front. So hanggang doon nga lang sa tinigilan ng lava noong 2006 o noong 1968 sa Miisi. And number 4, yung usual precautions when you are in a mountain. Yes, ma'am. So, maglipat ako doon. Magiging volcanologist na lang ako. Ayun ang sinasabi ko lang. As a civil administration, my duty is to follow scientists. Scientists were provided authority by the government. So ako, ever since, our stand has been very clear. Follow PBOX with respect to Mayon and follow Pag-asa with respect to typhoons. Nasa kanila yan. Pero dito, pangungunahan na namin kasi kami ang nalilintikan, kami ang nagagastusan. At saka yung mga mountaineers, sa totoo lang, ayaw naman yung mga yan sumunod sa amin eh. Simula nung maging governor ako, sinubukan ko yan. Dito yung aking Albay Tourism. We were trying to control them from the start, but, tigas sa ulo. Mas gusto nilang kausap ang tourism kasi ang tourism promotion. Ako, regulation. At saka naman talaga, kukulit ng mga yan eh kasi nakakapag-charge sila ng 7.5. Akala nila, pag pigyan na namin sila, ibibisa namin sila, inga namin sila ng permit. Eh dyan lang, pumasok ko lang sa barangay dyan, kahit dyan sa Malilipot o Santo Domingo, may 50 pesos dyan. Umakyat ka lang. Parang ecological fee. Pero para sa amin, sige, ano yun na, at least alam namin kung sino pumapasok. Ma'am, that's 25,000 hectares. That is the size. So, the circumference of a 25,000 hectare divided by 2 pi, ma'am, maski lahat tayo magkapit-bisig, 1.3 million, hindi ko mababantayan yan. Lulusutan ako ng mga yan. Pero from a public policy perspective or strategic perspective, there are only 3 main routes they use. Mababantayan namin. Pero lulusot at lulusot yan eh. Pag gusto ng mga yan, ay naku, lalo na yung mga Bombay, pag maniningil na sa taas, Diyos ko, kahit anong gawin mo, Aakyat niyan. My God, why will I promote? I get all the tourists more from promoting Mayon than promoting Mayon climbing. Kahapon nila nangyari 27. Pero kahapon na dumating sa Albay, 2,000 tourists. Ni wala pa sa gigis. Kumbaga sa ano, nangyari lang pampaganda namin yan. Pang beauty contest. Pero yung Q&A, hindi siya kasama. Tour agencies are only subject to APSIMO once they start doing something else. As far as accreditation, ask DOT. It's DOT. Ganito kasi ma'am yan. May protocols na yan sana. Agree na. Ngayon, supposedly, pag ikaw gusto mong umakyat, punta ka sa akin. APSIMO, ito si Cedric. Ni isa, walang pumunta dyan. Tapos, tatanungin, pwede ba kami umakyat? Call naman ako kay APSIMO, kay Ed Laguerta, kahit nasa Sorsogon. Sir, pwede bang paakyatin to? Oo, pwede, zero risk. Then, punta na siya sa DOT. Oh, ma'am, sino ba pwedeng accredited dito? Oh, dito ka mamili. Ito 6.5, ito 4.5. Ito accredited, hindi, wag ka dun ha. Ilan ba kasama mo? Para baka may matulungan pa kita makakuha ng discount. DOT siya. Yan ang reality sa ground. Yes, sir. Wala naman liable dyan eh. Liable? Unang-una, mamaya, paka-rescue. Kasuhan na lang natin. Eh, may missing person pa ako eh. As a matter of rule, huwag mo i-demoralize ang troops na nasa ground. Eh, magtanong-tanong lang liable, parang you're putting a freeze on our flexibilities on the ground. Uy, huwag ka, baka liable, maging liable ka dyan. As much as possible, you try to inspire the troops. So at this point, it's not proper to talk about those things. You are demoralizing the troops. Eh, tingnan mo, kaya nga minamadali na namin para okay na sa amin magpa-demoralize. It's okay for us to be demoralized as long as we finish the job. Pang-demo na lang talaga yan. Hindi na pang-demoralize. Bago tayo pwede ba pasalamatan po natin yung mga tao talaga na Diyos ko, Maria Joseph, kahit saan sa buong mundo, nakakatanggap po ako ng mga email na hindi nila akala nila sa Webes pa kami matatapos. Palakpakan po muna natin ang ating pong Colonel Parnacio, kahit kabago-bago po. Nagkaroon po siya ng gas, na kahit pinagbabawa, huwag ka muna akit, baka
Hello.
problema ko, pero ayun, kahit ang ulan-ulan kagabi, ang foggy-foggy kagabi, ang ginawa nila, dinagdagan na lang yung guides. Dinagdagan yung flashlight. Para, kita nyo, nakuha. Kasi kung aalis sila kaninang maga, na gusto ko, naku, Diyos ko, ang init-init, baka di nila marating. Ang init-init. So, it makes sense. Usually naman, you go to Mayon, you go out on the hapon, sleeping camp 2, then try to go to the crater at 4 a.m., which is what happened. By 4 a.m., by 8 a.m., they were close to the crater. And number 2, pasalamatan po natin ng Air Force. Ang SRU 505, si Pedro Francisco, si Pedring. At syempre, for the first time, pasalamat po sa classmate ko, si General Ordoyo. After 3 strikes, pinagbigyan na ako ng chopper. 3 beses akong inayawan. Ngayon, pinagbigyan. Siyempre, naawa na sa akin. At siyempre, of course, ito, pinakagrabe. Sobra. Kung wala to siguro, kahit may pera yung PGA, siya po talaga ang nag-orchestrate. Kumbaga, siya ang umawak ng baton. Kaya maganda yung music. Ako po, pang-inspire lang. At pang-away din. Ay, naku, yung Red Cross, Diyos ko! Siya po nagbigay talaga ng expertise. Asan na ba si Red Cross? Kaya, baka iboto. Asan si Red Cross? Halika dito. Hanggang ngayon, nandun sila. Unbelievable. They have mountaineering skills. Very highly special. And siyempre, yung aking inaanak sa Bureau of Fire, SRU, Region 5. Asa na si Glenn Rodrigueza. Hindi nakapagpapel ngayong araw. Natakot yata sa gabi. O, di wala kayo sa TV. Oh, yes, sir. Konti lang eh. Kasi unang-una, kung nasigundahan, oo. May second as explosion at 1:30, pero it's about 120 feet, 120 meters lang. Yung una, yung nakita natin lahat, is 500. Nakakatuwa nga dyan eh. Walang actual na picture yung mayong kahapon. Puro yun delayed by 1 to 2 minutes kasi lahat namangha eh. Wala kang magawa eh. Sabi ko, bakit di mo pinipitik? Sir, ang ganda-ganda eh. Sabi, ano pitikin mo na? Inayos kagad ng DOH, namigay naman kagad ng ano. So, actually, dahil 29 kph yung hangin kahapon, so, nilipat. Wala. Ang agriculture, ang main ano lang dyan, yung mga ano sa ligaw, yung tilapia fingerlings. So far, wala nagreklamong tilapia fingerlings farmers. Ano? Ay, lalong dumami. Lalo na puno. I think our occupancy rates increased by 10%. See, I don't need those accidents to promote Albay. All I need is the volcano, not to move to Masbate City. The ATV, however, is something else. We need to regulate lang. Because that is the best ATV experience in the whole world. It's better than Dubai, more accelerating the Australian outback. Anybody who has done Albay ATV will tell you nothing in the whole world compares to that experience. It's so green. It has all the diversification. Mababasa ka ng konti. May bato-bato, may sandy, may rikot. Rikot lang ha. May awot. At may pagka-rustic scenery. So it's one of the best in the world. Nothing compares to Albay ATV. We never recommended the climbing because I have a problem with B in climbing. No, we never. It's never a sponsored activity. It's never an initiated activity. It's not even a recommended activity. In fact, it is a regulated activity, if at all. Well, we cannot prevent pictures of people tagging me whenever they've been there already at the top. They're so proud. Once they're at the top, they tag me. Hi, Gob, I'm here. Who you? And of course, we must, kasi hindi pa tapos yung mga trabaho ng DOH tsaka BRTT, kaya ko pa salamatan. Tapusin nyo muna po yung inyong pagbutas ng mga katawan. Sulsihin nyo na maganda. Oo. Alam nyo po, those are mountaineering activity. And all they ask is for them to do this activity subject to FIBOX permission. At saka nakita mo na ba naman ako kahit papaano, hindi ko yan inano. Mabuti pa mutya. Oo.
Okay, so that's yan ang natagpuan na pinakauring na pangyayari.
Well, ibang mayon yun. At saka ibang pumuputok yun, hindi as explosion. Multi-as explosion. Uy, paki-edit naman yung ibang biro lang ha. Po, okay lang. Kasi ikaw ang pinakamukulit eh. Gusto mo pa akong bitbitin. Sinabihan ko naman yung base. Sabi ko, by that time, tapos na kami. I'm telling you, this might be our last. You can receive our reports on the missing thigh and, of course, the handling. Kasi ito naman po yung mga tropa, talaga may mga training po to doon sa napakaganyang kakapal na manual on the management of dead and missing persons. So kinuha lang namin yung important, like pag-akyat, imbis na isang cadaver bag, 5 ang dala-dala bawat team. So kung sino mauna makakita, may handling ka agad. Hindi mo kailangan paantay pa, "Hoy, tapusin mo na kagad yan, patay dyan! Ito muna, kunin nyo na rin to." So, everybody were handled properly. And it takes very specialized training. And in the country, we're the only ones who follow it. You ask DOH. DOH keeps on making rules, but only Albay follows. Which, maski sila hindi. Ano pa? Siya naman, ayaw nyo ba kay, mas maraming alam yan ngayon. Oh. Reimbursement yun. Sisingilin ko yun. Sisingilin ko sila. As ko hindi, treatment naman, medical treatment. Magbibigay siguro kami ng 10,000 para dun sa parang we will reward the death of something that we didn't like. Yeah, we always do that. Yeah. Oh my God. I cannot stop.
Okay, thank you very much.
Colonel Francisco?
Yes, as far as the Air Force is concerned, we are always considering that, pero kulang talaga po ang ating air assets. Niro-rotate po natin yan. So, ang choppers po namin for search and rescue, nasa Villamor po yan, naka-standby naman po. Pag kailangan naman po dito, as of yesterday, nakarating po kagad. So, within hours of the explosion of Mayon, naka-respond naman po ang mga choppers natin, even though it is deployed outside of Albay. Opo po, basta madagdagan po ang aming choppers, lalagyan po namin dito talaga. Kasi andito po talaga ang TOG5 as a station po ng choppers. Opo, ang chopper kasi po na-out po yan taon-taon, bumababa po yan. So we are procuring new choppers po. Then we are considering talaga po maglagay sa Albay. Thank you.
Ikaw talaga, Ryan. Bakit ganun? Biro na. Talo na nga, tinalo. Alam nyo po, Nance, I will answer. I know what Nance is trying to. I will answer that already. Yesterday, I don't know, he was in a state of shock. Ed Laguerta was talking that this is an initial precursor that can only be monitored by instrumentation on the upper slope. And I was looking at him talaga, "O, ikaw hindi mo na ako paalisin talaga sa Albay." I see suddenly, afterwards, they changed their mind and said there's nothing. The ash explosion does not exist. It never happened. Pusgak, hindi mandigay. Okay na ba kayo? Thank you. Thank you pala ulit sa media rin for being a little generous and not so generous.